Hello, and welcome to the Armoury review show after a dismal day of football yesterday. But hopefully we can brighten things up on this show because we've got Gareth. How's it, Gareth?
How's it going?
It's Gareth's birthday.
Guys.
Happy birthday. I think we should get in everybody and sing happy birthday to you. Come on, everybody. Happy birthday to
you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to Gareth.
Happy
Happy birthday to you.
Hey,
buddy.
Hey.
Thank you. Thanks, gents.
That was excellent. So yeah, we've got Gareth, we've got Bevan. How's it, Bevan?
All good.
Nice. And we've also got Larry. How's it, Larry?
Hey guys, I'm wearing black. We're in mourning today.
I was thinking about wearing black actually today as the day of mourning. We have got that away game coming up where I think we'll probably be wearing black for that as well. But it feels like a bit of a day of mourning. But anyway, on the show tonight we've got the anagram in a second. We got the weekend roundup. We'll dissect that Brighton game where we, for lack of a better word, all the words, bottled it. Then we've got the quiz to brighten things up, and then what's left to play for at Nottingham, and then the prize winner of the question of the show. So if you are in the audience tonight and don't have load shedding, feel free to put in some questions to the panelists. Keep the questions coming in. Right. So let's move on. Don't forget the Gunning Truth. That's Ronnie's podcast as well. That is the link to that's on our Facebook page. Check it out for all things Arsenal. It's pretty awesome. So anagram. JR likes Cannon.
You always come up with the weirdest stuff.
That is JR from Dallas. Likes Cannon.
Gets the stuff.
No, it's gonna take me a while.
Any takers?
No. Nothing from me.
Not yet.
Good.
I have to think about it.
Yeah, I need to give it a think.
Okay, no takers. So let's get into the weekend results. Leeds, I thought they were going to win when they were 1-0 up against Newcastle. Newcastle came back to 2-1, and then Leeds pulled it back to 2-2. Can Sam Allardyce save Leeds? What do you reckon, Bevan?
Sam Allardyce can save anybody. Like he's been doing this since he was like 25, so I think he was born to do this. So I think he could keep him up. He's got the experience. So? Yeah, he's got the experience, man. But I mean, look, I can't read the season. It's very difficult for any of these games. Like the last 5 games are like just so unpredictable. So yeah, I can't be certain.
Whoa. You are now plain talking BS. If we can look at our predictor game and see whose name is on the top, you have no right in saying that crap.
Some of it is skill, some of it is pure luck.
A totally unpredictable season from the man who predicts the most things right.
If you need Powerball numbers, guys, let me know. Just DM me privately. I'll sort you out.
Oh, jeez.
Do we want Leeds to stay up, though? I mean, no.
Get in the seat and go there.
Do you know what? I said this last week. I want Sam Allardyce to keep them up, but I don't like Leeds. It's a double-edged sword for me, really. It's I don't know.
Leeds and Everton can join Southampton.
Yeah.
I'll be happy with that.
Yeah, so Southampton lost 2-0. They are the first club to go down. Fulham
Yeah.
Fulham.
Actually,
Who thought Fulham were going to do this well?
I like the way the table
Yeah.
looks now at the bottom. Leeds, Leicester, Southampton, they can go.
That's how it does look.
Yep, that's how I want it to be.
I'll happily swap Leicester with Everton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give
Yeah,
Vardy one
sure,
more
Leicester,
season.
Everton.
Yeah.
Give Vardy and Leicester one more season.
No,
Everton,
Do you think
Everton are tired, man.
if Leicester go down, do you think Vardy will retire if Leicester go down?
Has to. He absolutely has to.
Yeah.
Unless he becomes like a diehard Del Piero kind of guy and says he's not going to stop until he brings them back up. That kind of vibes. But
Leicester just haven't spent any money, have they? Though I don't know what the deal is with that.
Yeah, seems like they have no money at the moment.
I'll take Madison off Leicester's hands.
would you?
Yeah.
Put him where?
Yeah, put him away. That's a good question.
Sal Xhaka.
Well,
you play him as a box-to-box, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you need depth
Yeah.
when you gain Champions League. 100% take Madison if he's available.
I
Yeah,
suppose you're right.
that's-
Yeah, we do need some depth.
I think we can get into the signings a bit later. Let's go through the scores.
Yeah.
We can get into the signings.
Yeah. let's go over
Okay.
the score
Go on
then.
then. Right. So Chelsea drawing 2-2 at Forest.
Chelsea are so rubbish.
Only one win
I love
for
it,
Frank
I love it.
Lampard. One win and a draw, so it's improvements from the 6 losses on the trot. So he's getting his progress, guys, just in time for their next game, which is against Man City, when they're going to beat Man City.
Yes,
Man City are gonna
100%.
lose every game now. So that's a loss against Chelsea, a loss against Brighton, and a loss against Brentford, and then that'll hand us the title when we win all
Easily.
our remaining games.
We've
So
got to go to the city ground. Forest are fighting for their
Still
lives.
going on that hook. No, come on.
We are, guys. We are.
So, yeah, Villa beating Spurs. Nice. The battle for
Lovely.
Europa League is heating up. It would be absolutely beautiful if Spurs bowled that and ended up in Europa Conference or even just out of Europe. The problem is we've been out of Europe though, right? You don't get as many fixtures and you can get time to rebuild. But if you're in the Europa Conference, you still get those fixtures, and it's puts
Thursday,
strain on
Sunday.
your squad.
Yeah.
So here's
Yeah.
praying for the Europa Conference for Spurs.
Rubbish.
Man United and Wolves. Don't really want to speak about Man United. Their fans are toxic. to say
Yes,
the least.
extremely toxic and delusional.
Yeah, delusion. I just don't get it.
Don't
right?
you love
I
it
mean,
how they're supporting their city rivals? They want City to win it. They're
Yeah.
laughing at us.
Just-
I mean,
Can
would
you-
any
can
one
you-
of you guys here support Spurs or want Spurs to win?
Never.
Hell, I
Imagine
don't
that.
even
Can
want
you
them to
imagine
win
that?
them a game, never mind a cup or a title. Bloody hell,
Absolutely.
man.
No, man. Just it's mad, isn't it? They've actually been overtaken like badly by Man City. I mean, they haven't finished above Man City in the league since Fergie retired, right? So that's good. That's 10 years of being overtaken by your city rival. You know that in the same city. And Manchester's not that big. You know,
No.
it's like and they're crowing because Man City have probably won the league now, and it's like, but hold on a minute.
Exactly.
And it's like they've had a better season than like they said that they've had a better season than Arsenal when they've won the League Cup, the Carabao Cup. I mean,
Who cares about that nonsense?
I mean, and who did they
Well,
actually
the amount of
beat
money
to
they spent.
get to Wembley? They beat like League One and League Two teams to get to Wembley, and then they faced an out of form Newcastle. Just
Larry,
what
will
really
you
have they got to
also
shout
getting
about?
some
They
crap
are the
from the United fans?
they are the most underachieving team in the Premier League since Fergie left. There's no doubt about it. With the amount of money that they've spent, they are the biggest underachievers, I would say.
No, they've spent way too
Yeah,
much
can
money.
I-
We only started spending money, so and I mean, look how far we've gotten. So
Yeah, exactly. Gone
Larry,
from
your
one
thoughts
manager
on the
to
United
another.
fans and celebrating City basically winning the league.
no,
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Larry. Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I lost connection for a few seconds. I couldn't agree more. I think I think the United fans that are actually having a go at Arsenal is like some of the most. It's actually embarrassing. I feel embarrassed for United fans, to be honest with you. Like what Alex was saying, right? Since I actually tweeted a friend of mine who's a United fan today, and I told him like since United was last won the league, City have won five and are about to win their sixth. And United fans are actually applauding this. Even when Liverpool were challenging City for the title, they were actually supporting City in order to not have Liverpool win the league. That's Liverpool, right? And you guys are actually supporting the only other team in your city because you don't want a team, that's another rival of yours to win the league. I will die twice before I support Spurs or Chelsea to win the league. Like that's insane. Like United have been looking up at Arsenal since the first day of the season. We finished 11 points ahead of United last season. Like we are not the same. Like
These two things are not the same.
Yeah, but he's right. We're getting all the hate from the fans of the teams that's below us. I mean, I don't know any City fans, so there's none of them tweeting. You just hearing the chasing pack. All I hear is the chasing pack.
I know a few City fans, right? But they're like proper City fans who have been City fans like when they were rubbish in League One, So and then they're actually pretty humble about it. Obviously, they're loving all the success, and it's amazing because they still had their season tickets when they were in League One, So
they know those.
I don't
so
know.
That's the two real Man City fans that are actually at the stadium. The rest are tourists, but anyway. So Man United fans, let's stop speaking about them because they're not worth the airtime. Right, Crystal Palace and Bournemouth. So Roy Hodgson back to winning ways. I mean, all they've done is face pretty rubbish opposition since Vieira left. We'll see what's happened. Is Roy going to take over for another season, or are they going to get someone else in? Does anyone know? Is it?
I haven't heard anything. I wouldn't be surprised if they let him stay on because they are that lackluster and that lazy.
Does he want to stay on though?
Yeah, look, he's close to death's door, so we might as well just stay on. The man is like 105. What is he doing?
He's making millions. That's what he's doing.
When he goes home, they're like, my guy, you gotta come back to the office. We need you.
I actually think Vieira got a bit of a raw deal from Palace because he had to face pretty much all of the top 6, top 8 teams in that run before he got sacked. And then once he got sacked, Roy faced the bottom 6,
Yeah.
Nah, it was rough. Look,
I think we covered this
about this
on the
many
show.
times.
Yeah, it was a crap.
Yes. Other than that, then City absolutely smashing Everton. 0-0 about it was 0-0 at half time, wasn't it? And then second half, and Everton actually played pretty well in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, Pickford went for a walkabout.
Man City made a few changes, and then it all
30 minutes to get our hopes up.
Changed the strategy a little bit, and then it's curtains for Everton. Do you think that game, that result, had a big impact on the own players?
No, I don't think so.
Yes.
You don't think so?
Yes,
I think it did because if anything, City were going to drop points away from home. So you were looking at the Everton game, the Chelsea game, and the Brentford game. So the fact that I think it, like you said, it was 0-0 at half time, but it was easy, man. So I think there was a bit of deflation, but I'm sure we'll get into the performance a bit later.
Oh yes.
Speaking
of Brentford, that's another team that's it's probably a bit late for doing us favours, but they could do us a favour. Beating West Ham. West Ham's misery continues. They are not 100% safe yet, West Ham, but they've got more points than most fighting for the bottom. So and then Arsenal Brighton. Anyway, right, moving on. So who got it right?
Nobody.
Well, I can tell you who was furthest away, and that is real fans. So 5-0. Yeah.
Oh gosh, what a laugh, guys! What a laugh! I had us down for a 1-0. I genuinely thought we would struggle and we would scrape it. Like that's how I
We'd
felt.
win. I thought we'd win, but
I really
mean,
didn't see it.
doesn't look good. So that's how the table looks. We are 4 points off City now. They've got a game in hand. We need to play Forest away. And Wolves at home, last game of the season. Man City have to play Chelsea at home, where they could actually win the league. So 88, we can get a maximum of 87 points, can't we? And they, so they only need one more win.
2 points. Yep.
So they're going to go out and probably absolutely demolish Chelsea. I can't see Chelsea wanting to do us any favours anyway.
I can't see Chelsea wanting to play football. They have
that is true. I think is it done, guys?
Yeah,
done for me.
done.
Yeah,
Done.
it's done.
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 No way back.
I'll have a run.
Not
done.
just based on us, but based on City. That's done for
Not
me.
even a glimmer of hope.
No, not
You've
that
seen
City.
it in City.
That hope kills you. I'm just cutting the hope out.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
don't like to be one I say I told you so, but
No, I blame Ian Wright. I would like to say that Ian Wright started this shit. Ian Wright gave us so much hope. I blame him because every time I watch him, he would say, "You gotta believe. You gotta just think that you can do it. Mathematically, if you can still do it, you can do it." Blah blah blah. Man City were just too much, man. It was just like
they're in a different league, though, aren't they, Man City? I mean, we've seen that when we faced them, and to lose to them twice, so convincingly lose. To them.
Exactly. That's what kind of put me off, and I was like never in it. I was never in it. I enjoyed it.
Here's the other thing about Man City. I've now since they played us, I've watched every single game of theirs. They have never, ever, even against Real Madrid, have never put in that same performance they put against us. The game against us was their best game ever.
That's funny. But that's the difference, isn't it? When it comes to the biggest game of the season, they all turn up. And when it comes to the biggest games of our season,
we disappear.
They're pretty ruthless in the running. We've seen it in previous years with them chasing Liverpool, especially either side of Liverpool's one title. On both occasions, Liverpool were in the front and did what we did, started drawing games, and City just come right past you. 3 points every single time. They do not take the foot off the accelerator.
It is tough. They basically strangle you.
Yeah.
Let's stop talking about our league position. Let's talk about top four. Could Liverpool do it?
I hope they do. I really hope they do.
I really
They've got a pretty easy run in Man United now, haven't they? I think they've got 2 home games and 1 away game. I think Liverpool have got a tougher run, but who knows? I mean, can't see United
Liverpool play Leicester tonight.
Yeah, Liverpool
and then Villa this weekend.
Yeah.
United's got Bournemouth, Chelsea, and Fulham. So Bournemouth away, Chelsea at home, Fulham at home.
Their home form is really good, eh? So home form is a lot of clean sheets. So they still.
United's away form has been incredibly poor, though, hasn't it?
Wow, it's a ratchet.
Isn't it in the top 9 teams or something like that? They haven't won a single away game against any of them.
No, exactly that.
Yeah.
Exactly that. They are. That's pathetic.
Poor, very poor. Hopefully Liverpool can overtake Man United, but it doesn't look like it. What about Europa League? So we've got how many Europa League places are we going to have? So it would be 5th, 6th, and 7th will be Europa League, won't it? Because Man United won the Tin Pot Cup, and it will either be Man United or City winning the other one. So it'll probably be City. So you're probably looking at 5th, 6th, and 7th then, aren't you? So who's your bets for those 3 spots? Larry, what about you?
I think I think Liverpool will just miss out on the top four, and then I can actually see Villa overtaking Spurs because I think Spurs have just been on a slump since about October. And I think Villa have a tough game this weekend against Liverpool. And I know Spurs have a game against Brentford. But I can actually see Villa overtaking Spurs because I think Unai Emery's done great work with Villa, to be honest. I know we didn't get the best of him at the Emirates, but I feel like Villa is a team where he can set up more defensively as opposed to having to go out and dominate every game like we would expect, you know. So I think he's found his level at Villa, and I do think they'll make Europe, and yeah, I think they'll deserve to over Spurs. I mean, good God,
I mean,
what a job!
Emery hasn't even had a full season yet at Villa, has he? And he's works a bit of magic with those players because they were looking like a relegation sort of team, weren't they?
Yeah. Stevie G, what a guy!
Yeah. The master of slip-ups.
Oh boy.
You know
I'd
what?
like to see a club with Stevie G and Frank Lampard together. Like
just if I could, I think it was after Vieira got sacked, and I remember tweeting something about if you had told me, you know, in let's say 2004-05, when Gerrard, Lampard, and Vieira were probably the three best midfielders in the league, that in 2023 they would be sacked as managers of Palace, Villa, and Everton. Like, I wonder what the odds of that would have been. Because that is like insanity, honestly.
Yeah, they are very much fit for the managerial dustbin, aren't they, most of them?
Yeah.
where Gary Neville is.
Don't even get me started on that
guy. Who thought Chelsea would be in the bottom half of the table?
Not me. Never would have thought.
Fantastic.
But
Long may it continue.
When you spend like £600 million, you don't think you're going to be number 11.
Money can't always buy success. Most of the time it can, but it can't always, as Chelsea have proven. A goal difference of -5.
That to me is shocking.
14 games lost.
-5.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Do you think that Mudryk guy regrets going to Chelsea?
I think so.
I think everybody
might be able to steal him, you know.
We can name a whole list for Fana, Felix, Mudryk, Sterling. Yo, guys, the list goes on and on. But look, I think under Poch, they'll make it about 6th or 5th.
Yeah, so will they win anything with Poch?
No, Poch is a serial.
He's got too much Spurs in him, hasn't he?
No, he's got exactly. He's got too much Spurs in him. Way too much Spurs in him.
So yeah, it's not looking good for the bottom three. Leeds are in trouble. Everton, Forest.
Do you think so? Do you think that Leicester will make it out of it? I
don't think they will. I think they're going to go down.
Yeah,
that's my thoughts. I think Leicester and probably Leeds will go down, but I think I'd probably prefer Everton to go down. To be honest,
instead of Leicester, yeah, could be a tough one.
Yeah.
Who have Everton got in their last two? I think Forest obviously have us, and then I think their last game they go to Villa. So they've got two tough ones as well.
Yeah, it's tough.
And these games are so unpredictable. Against Forest, I expect us to win, but I just don't know.
Yeah,
really, it's crazy.
Yeah, well, they're fighting for their lives, and we're fighting for nothing, aren't we? Pride, I guess.
Pride. I think we're fighting for pride.
But I mean, were we fighting for pride in this game? Let's dissect it. Who's going down? Okay, so Southampton. We've kind of covered this already, really, haven't we? They are the games coming up. So Forest with Arsenal and Palace, Everton with Wolves and Bournemouth, Leeds with West Ham and Spurs, and Leicester with Newcastle. Actually, they've all. I would say Everton have probably got the lighter of the two games.
Yeah, it does look like it.
Yeah,
Leicester's got a tough Newcastle away. I mean, that is
Newcastle away and West Ham at home. Yeah,
that's not going to be easy.
And Liverpool tonight.
Yeah, Liverpool this evening. Yeah.
Oh,
You know,
yes, exactly.
Those Forest, Leeds, and Leicester, you could see them not winning any of those games.
Any of those, yeah.
Not getting any points from.
Although
them,
you fancy Leeds at home on the final day, don't you?
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
Oh, guys.
Yeah.
I think now I'm gonna play some crazy bits. Actually, I think this is the ideal time because it's just anything can happen here.
You're going to put 1,000 rand on Southampton to stay up.
Stand a chance to lose 1,000.
How did we not beat Southampton this season?
Oh my God! Let's not get started on that. Not once, twice.
Right, come on, guys. Right,
Yes.
this is the moment you've all been waiting for. It's time to release some steam. It's this time. It's Arsenal Brighton. Yeah, 3-0. It was horrible. When you looked at the starting lineup, you go, it's probably our best team, though, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I
I was happy with the team.
I was happy.
Yeah,
with it.
On the bounce.
Yeah.
I was,
just-
would anybody have changed anything from the starting lineup?
No, I mean, maybe Trossard because he's an ex-Brighton player,
Yeah.
but then you lose that pace down the wings with Martinelli, don't you?
Yeah,
I think,
that was
you know,
my thought as well. I wasn't also upset about that because I just thought, you know what, Trossard could rather come on as opposed to like losing that pace on the wings. So yeah, but
Jorginho had a blinder against Chelsea, played awesome against Newcastle as well, and you go, well, he's got to start, right? So I think it Warren who's saying what the hell happened to Partey's performance lately?
he's still relaxed,
Yeah,
man.
he's
There's
been
something just
poor.
very off
Yeah.
about him. Yeah, he's very
He's been
relaxed.
poor
He's too-
since the
he's
Liverpool
too-
game.
Yeah, I feel like he thinks he's a baller. He's not like a crusher. You know, he's not playing that hard game like he used to. He's very finicky, and I don't enjoy that. I want power. I want strength. I want Vieira-esque ability, not this this dainty touches that he keeps giving and trying to play these soft balls. That's not his job. But he's
Most
doing that,
definitely,
and he's losing position. He's not even tracking back when he loses position. It's like
That's
out
the
of
worrying
sorts, man.
part for me. Yeah, it doesn't. He's
Yeah.
not tracking back. He's
I
leaving
mean,
gaps.
he's been, and like I said, he's been poor since the Liverpool game, since we went on that run. And if you go back to those 4 games, including the City game, he was at fault for at least 1 goal in every single game. And like Bevan mentioned, you know, it's those soft touches that he tries, which isn't his game. You know, he's supposed to be that invisible wall in front of the back 4. And he's just
100%.
bombing forward. I mean, if you guys remember that one season, I don't know if he ended up being the top assist leader, but there was a season where Son was our leading our assist leader for the season, and he was up front, thinking these nice little balls over to Van Persie at the time, but all his defensive duty was getting neglected because he was so far up the field. And something similar is happening to Thomas Partey in these last few games.
It's a very good comparison because I think that very next season he left to Barcelona.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah,
So-
because
so-
Barcelona enjoy that rubbish. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
a
yes.
defensive guy that can kind of pause.
Yeah,
You know, like
Correct,
that.
yeah.
But we don't
Yeah.
need that because we've got
No.
our guys that can do the
Exactly.
job. And the word you used was the invisible wall. It's supposed to be
Yeah.
not seen, not heard, just clinging up and doing your job.
yeah, correct. Yeah.
Here's a question for you. What do you think of the fans that left early?
Yeah.
Alex,
Yeah, that was shocking.
Alex should answer that one.
Yeah,
Yes, Alex. Did you leave, Alex? Alex, did you leave?
I'll answer that one for you. But I'll tell you what, right? I've never walked out early of an Arsenal game ever until yesterday. I've been to a lot of games, and that was the first game I've ever walked out on early because
Wow.
they didn't turn up. They did not turn up. You know what? I was so peed off. But I mean, I won't swear, but I was absolutely livid with that level of performance. Yeah, to go 1-0 down or whatever. You know, okay, it was a bit of a mistake. Here we are. You know, what is he doing? Play to the whistle. Don't go down like that. And you know, easy tapping with a header. But to concede that second one at that time when we did, and we just looked like it was so sloppy, honestly. And to play like we did in the second half, it was embarrassing. And after that second goal went in, I was just, do you know what? I've had enough. That team did not turn up to that game at a time when we needed them to turn up. It's a home game. It's a home game against Brighton. You've got to win it to even be in with a chance of challenging for the title. And not only did they just not turn up, they absolutely blew it. Yeah, so at 2-0 down, I was gone. There was no way coming back from that. At 85 minutes, I do not blame anybody else for walking out at that point. And do you know what? We got a little bit of heckling for going out early, even though we were in the majority of people that were walking out. We get a little bit of heckling. And I just said to these guys, right, it's an embarrassment. It's embarrassment watching this. I tell you what, you go stay here and watch Brighton score another goal. And I walked out that stadium, and Brighton scored the third goal. And I was like, well, there you go. And when I walk out that stadium, right, I've got to walk through all the away fans to get to where I need to go to. I'm not walking through the away fans after a 3-0 drubbing at home. It was so embarrassing. So, yeah, I walked out early. I probably won't do it ever again. But that performance was just the worst. At such a time as well.
That summed it up nicely. Yeah. That's exactly what it was. It was an awful, abysmal, just heartless performance. Like, I've never seen us. Well, actually, I have. I've seen us do this at Newcastle. We've seen us do this last season in our last couple of games.
If we were 2-0 down, like, maybe early in the second half, and it looked like we got this glimmer of hope. It looked like we were going to score a goal. There was a bit of hope there. We were really fighting for it. I would have definitely stayed. No questions asked. But
did you see the
we
stats
did
on
not
position?
look like we were going to score at all.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how many people you throw on up front. We looked even less likely to score when we dumped on all those people. We'd already missed, right? Odegaard missed a chance early on. Saka missed his chance. Trossard missed his chance. Reece Nelson missed his chance. That's 4 major chances you missed, right? And after, it didn't look like we were going to score at all. So,
it was embarrassing.
Yeah.
It was definitely embarrassing. That first goal was ridiculous. This comment here,
dude.
I don't know what that guy. I don't know what he was doing. That was embarrassing. You should have, if his boot came off and he really wanted to touch his ankle, he should have just made like he was injured, show something. Because everybody was so confused in that moment. Because I was like,
the whistle hadn't gone. Do you know what I mean? Play to the whistle. I don't care if your boots come off. I don't care if your ankle's hurting.
Play with your sock on. Just put your body in the way. Do something.
Absolutely. You got to do something and try and get the ball out or do something or. But he did nothing. It just went down like a sack of potatoes or whatever. And they scored. And it was such an easy goal.
Yeah, I think that summed up who we were at that point in time and who we were gonna be. That moment summed it up for me because I was just like, wow, guy, how could you do this? Like the position in itself, right, spoke a lot. The number of passes they had spoke a lot. But the game was also very aggressive. If you look at the fouls, I think there were like 30 fouls in that game. That's more than double any of the fouls that were happening in any of the other games.
They kicked us off the park in the first half, and the referee did nothing.
He did nothing.
Absolutely nothing. He allowed them to kick Martinelli off the pitch.
Look, Martinelli could easily have gotten a card for the tackle on Matoma, right? Like that, when he didn't, when he headed like kind of a thing with a shoulder barge. That would have been okay with me. I wouldn't have minded that card for him because that could have been seen as malicious. But the tackle on him was also it was horrible
from behind. It's ridiculous.
Why are you allowing this?
That's a straight yellow card, no questions asked. That sort of tackle from behind. What are you doing?
You know what? I don't think we have an excuse though, because like you said, we didn't show up. We didn't pressure them. I don't believe Brighton were that good. I really don't. I don't care what anybody says to me. Brighton were not that good. We were that bad, and I'll give them due where it's due, but not that game. It wasn't that game. They really did not impress me in any way. If you look at how they played the ball out from the back, they were not convincing. We were just lackluster. Jesus doesn't pressure well enough, and the other guys don't support him as well. Saka is also to blame because you're supposed to move together. There was no synchronization. There was no real thought. There was no, there was no real pressure on them when they were playing the ball out the back.
They toyed with us when they were playing out from the back, and they weren't like you say, they weren't good at playing out from the back. They got lucky a few times, and if we'd have pressed with a couple of more people pressing, we would have hammered them. We would have absolutely battered them because they weren't that good. But we
No,
sat
that's
back. It's a home game, and we're sitting back and watching them play football.
That's exactly what it was. I know some people will say, "Yeah, you're just moaning about it." I was like, "No, my guy, I can appreciate good football. I'll say this much: against Chelsea, don't tell me we were brilliant. We were also lucky. Against Newcastle, don't tell me we were brilliant. We had lots of luck as well." And it was those two games was what we needed. Like when you need to win when the pressure's on, and we did it. And it wasn't, to me, it wasn't convincing. It wasn't vintage Arsenal. Those two games, not at all. So the Brighton game kind of exposed everything in the sense of like you can't just get lucky all the time. You got to bring class. You have to outplay them, and we just couldn't do it. So
I failed to see what was wrong with the sort of game plan that we had against Chelsea, where we battered him in 30 minutes.
Exactly.
Go full whack, batter that team in 30 minutes, and then then you can sit back and watch them try and play out from the back. Do you know what I mean? Then you can sit back. Go and batter them first, though. You can't just sit around and do nothing for the whole first half.
No, exactly that. Like that was always our
Larry,
game
your
plan.
frustrations on the game?
Look, I don't know. I think I actually disagree with some of the observations. Not to say I think you guys are wrong in that we didn't play well, because we didn't play well. We were not at the races yesterday. I think first off we were okay, but we didn't need an okay first half. We needed a strong first half. Like Alex said, the likes of which we had against Chelsea, where we came out.
Oh, we lost you there, Larry.
We lost you, Larry.
Escom strikes again.
Sorry about that. Like I was saying, I think Brighton were very good. That's where I disagree. I think Brighton did actually play quite well. They definitely played better than us, which was some of our own doing. But I do think the way they were able to eventually get their passing out from the back, and it wasn't convincing all of the time, but I do think a team like that's able to just trust the way they play, they do deserve a lot of credit. The goals were sloppy, though. That I can't argue on.
I think we
We lost you again.
I think.
Okay.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
I think Kivio with the first one, yeah, he does get trod on his ankle, but you have to be stronger. Play to the whistle, like you guys said. And then the second goal is just it's bad playing out from Ramsdale. Trossard is also just very loose with his touch, and I think the third goal is just by that point we had sort of given up and we had thrown in the towel. Just if I could briefly, with regards to the earlier point about the fans walking out, personally, okay, I've never been to a game, at the Emirates, so I can't really say how I would have reacted. But I think the fans that walked out yesterday don't really deserve stick, in the sense that this season, especially, the support that the Emirates crowd has given Arsenal this season has been immense. It's basically carried us to a lot of wins. The Bournemouth game at home, those type of things. And I think yesterday was maybe just the fans, sort of realizing that we've been pushing, we've been trying to win this title, and today's the day it's over. It was sort of like a shock to the system, So I don't think they deserve stick. It happens. I think with the last game, with the Wolves game, there'll be the lap of appreciation at the end. I don't think
no one's walking out. And even
yeah.
if we lose 5-0, I think we'll probably still stay behind. I mean, it won't be pretty if we lose 5-0, but I'll still stay behind. And you know what? It was the frustration boiled over to go into a game like that. We were talking, before the game, we were still talking about, is there a chance of winning the league? Just to see that level of performance, it was just really, really frustrating. Especially when you had to drive like 3.5 hours to get down to London, and then you've got another like 3.5-4 hours trip back. It's pretty frustrating to go and have to watch that, to be honest. If I tell you what, you guys, here's a question for you, right? We swap out Kiwior for Saliba. Are we beating Brighton yesterday?
Yeah, all day, every day. Saliba is masterful. 94% pass accuracy. He has the most position of all the backline players. Everything goes through him from the back. We don't lose to freaking Brighton. We don't.
Yeah.
We're taking games with him. End of story. I'd have more hope with him. Like when the minute he said, Arteta's also arrogant and naive in a sense that he's never been in this position before, and the guys have never been in this position before. When it's it's do or die time. You can't have Rob Holding in do or die time. You can't have a guy that's played in the Polish league or wherever he was in do or die time. You can't have that. You need sustainable, credible, quality players. And that's what the Champions League is going to bring to us. And if we don't go into the market aggressively, then you can forget about it. We will exit the group stages or we will scrape through. So I hope Arteta learns from that, from this whole experience, and I hope that he progresses, because he didn't learn from last season, because he's still naive in a sense that he is reactive. I find him to be way too reactive. He needs to take hold of the games and show managerial skill set. So that's just how I feel about it.
Gareth, do you think we would potentially win the league if Saliba had been playing for the past few games?
Well, if you look at Saliba's absence, it's also coincided with Saka's loss in form, and that's because, like Bevan said, a lot of the play out from the back is through Saliba, which is then to Saka. And that was I actually read a bit about that after watching it on one of these pre-shows where they were analysing Arsenal, and I think if Saka was more, if he had more ball and if he had more ball playing out from the back from Saliba, it would have been different. And then obviously, you look at the defensive stability that Saliba brings. That makes a massive difference. Like Bevan said, people always talk about, and this was always my argument for a couple of years. People are like, "Oh, Rob Holding's a good squad player." Like Bevan said, squad players is one thing. When it's a crunch game and you need to fill in for your regular first team player that's not there, you need some quality and class about you, and you can't unfortunately be calling in the Rob Holdings, and that's why. And like he said, we have to go aggressively, and the Cronkays have backed us this year. We got to take our hats off to them, but they have to spend the money. They have to spend the money. Come now once the window opens.
It's a different level in the Champions League, isn't it? Really.
No, absolutely. Your squad depth will be tested.
You got to have two first teams really when you go to the Champions League. It's not a reserve team for Champions League. No.
And I mean, you saw our reserve team, and not even our reserve team. Most of our first team got found out in the Europa League. And obviously, you can say, we were chasing the league, and that's fine, and I'm happy with that. But I mean, we got found out there, which already shows you the squad's the squad is good. It's not good enough, and it's been proven in the title race.
Those days of having a squad player is gone. You have to have basically two full strength teams. Those squad players, everybody has to be a starting 11 candidate, and that's it.
And also because of the new laws also allow you to bring in a lot more players. If you think about it, you were only allowed 3 substitutions. Now you can do 5.
That's played into Man City's hands, doesn't it?
It utterly played into their hands. Because they can bring in an entire team, a new team from the spine up. Like you know what I mean? From centre back to right back to left back to the midfield to the striking availabilities. They have a World Cup winner sitting on the bench in Alvarez. That's ridiculous.
Exactly. Yeah.
You can every time you get what do they call him? Title run in Gundogan. When it's the last 4 games of the season, he's putting in doubles, scoring doubles. Like what comes off the bench is ridiculous. Now I'm not saying that we can emulate that, but that's what we have to strive to work towards, because we can't have a Rob Holding coming off the bench for us. No. Would you bring Rob Holding on to any game?
Not I don't know. It's a back 5 when 85 minutes when you're 1-0 up, maybe.
There we go. But would you bring him on tactically? Is the question, as like if you
Well, that is a tactical substitution, isn't it? When you bring
No,
him
that's
on?
just laziness. That's just knowing like we 5-0 up, guys. We need to bring bodies on.
I think we were a bit unlucky with the injury situation because losing Saliba obviously was a big blow, but I think losing Tomiyasu was also like an
100%.
underrated sort of blow to our season because if Tomiyasu was fit, then Holding wouldn't have played because we would have shifted Ben White to centre back, play Tomiyasu at right back. So like I do get the frustrations with Holding. He's not like I think I said it on the last show. He's not up to a top 4 squad level, but I do think that was unlucky because we wouldn't have played Rob Holding at all if Tomiyasu hadn't got injured. And Tomiyasu was playing in the Europa League game because he is our second choice right back, so to speak. So, I mean, you can't. I don't think you can plan for everything. I don't think you can have, we're not Man City. We can't have like 4 starting quality centre backs on the bench, or that whatever, They can afford to. I don't think we in that position. Maybe not yet. Maybe a couple of seasons back in the Champions League, we'll be able to do that type of thing.
And also hats off to Pep. I mean, those are big egos he's got there. I mean, those are big name players, and he keeps them all happy. I mean, they all know their role there. I mean, that's one thing. I mean, I definitely
100%.
take my hat off to Pep,
Well,
keeping
it
that squad
doesn't.
happy.
Well, yes and no, but when players aren't happy, he just gets rid of them quickly, doesn't he?
Yeah, but look how he replaces them quickly.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he doesn't take any crap from the players. I mean, he gets rid. Like Cancelo got rid of him. Zinchenko, his girlfriend moaning about him not playing, and then he gets rid of Zinchenko. If they're not happy,
it's a sign of a real manager, man. It's like
that's what you gotta do.
What Arteta's doing is he's still figuring it out. I love what he's doing.
He has got rid of a lot of dead wood though already.
No, definitely. But what I'm saying is for these moments, he's still not ready for these moments, but he 100% will be. Arteta has that ability. You know what I mean? There's no doubt from me regarding that. But I will always claim the naivety is still on his part that he hasn't been in these positions before himself.
Yeah.
He's seen it with Pep, but he hasn't done it himself. So now he's done it himself. He's felt that pain. He's experienced all of this, and I for sure think that we'll do so much better over the next 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Yep. So what does he have to do now?
Bye.
Can I go?
Well, before he buys, Warden's coming. Deadwood, he needs to get rid of. And
who's the Deadwood though?
Who is the Deadwood?
Yeah, who's the Deadwood? Who's the 3 players you're getting rid of right now?
I'm going to start this now, and I'm probably going to get stick for it because of who they are.
Arteta?
No, Arteta staying. Eddie Nketiah needs to go. Reece Nelson.
You are so harsh.
Reece Nelson. Yeah, that's your number 2. Who's your number 3?
Probably. I've got more than 3 though. So Alnene
just 3.
Rob Holding has to go. Who else is there? Vieira,
you're taking all my 3 now.
Alone. Vieira probably on loan.
There's quite a few lone players, isn't there?
Yeah, quite a few lone players.
I think the Kyo guy needs to go on loan, but Nketiah and Holding and Alnene has to be sold. They have to go. I think Xhaka could also be one that could go this summer.
I think he'll probably
I wouldn't be too heartbroken, provided we get
after that performance yesterday. I think he's got his eye on leaving.
Maitland-Niles is a goner one. So,
do we still have Pepe?
Still got Pepe, still got Sandy, still got Tavares. Yeah.
Tavares. Oh my gosh.
There's a long list. That needs to go.
I think they'll be on their way out, though. I think at the end of the season because they are not Champions League material by any stretch of the imagination, are they?
So, if I think about it, we need a centre back, right?
Yes,
To
we definitely do.
in place of Holding. What centre back? I
That's the
try to
question
think of
I've been
that.
asking as
I
well.
don't know. Who would you take? Who would you buy? I mean, even in the league, who would you buy?
Who's for sale, my guy? That's the question. Who is actually for
No,
sale?
anybody's for sale, dude. Anybody's for
Are you
sale.
going to take
No,
Maguire?
not when you got an 8-year contract at Chelsea. You're not for sale, my friend. You're not
As a footballer, I'll never sign an 8-year deal. That's like your whole career.
That's
man. Jeez.
NFL business. That American is doing
Yeah,
NFL,
that's-
NBA business.
Um,
But yeah, I don't know which centre back is available. I think we need to look in Italy, maybe in Spain. Like I don't know what's available locally.
you can
Like-
you can always go hunt and see who's there. I don't know. I've got no idea.
There definitely is someone out there, but yeah, I think that does sum up like who needs to go. Like Holding is one of them. Gareth, would you sell Eddie?
Yeah, I'd sell Eddie. I've never been a fan, unfortunately. He gave us that little glimmer of hope toward the end of last season when he went on a nice little run. When well, obviously we sold over in Jan that year, but we went on a nice little run where he helped us out. But that's all it's been. It's been inconsistent, too inconsistent. You want your good players to have 4 good games out of 5 and 1 bad game, not 1 good game out of 5. And
He didn't step
He
up
just fits that bill
enough
for me.
after the World Cup, did
No.
he? When he was
No.
to replace
No, he
Jesus. I mean, he did
No.
for like the first couple of games. He was decent, but after that, they sussed him out pretty early on. The defenses did, and he just looked like he was getting bullied every game.
Yeah.
Way out of his depth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My
stuff,
3
eh?
would be Eddie Granite and Rob Holding. And don't get me wrong, I've always had a thing about Granit Xhaka. I've called him the fraud this season. If it's not Martin Odegaard, it's Granit Xhaka player of the season. I'm happy to eat humble pie. He's been brilliant for us. I'll be sad to see him go, but I think his time is up.
I've never been a fan of Shaka either, but
I
he
think
has, he put the work in. He put the work in.
Yeah,
he's put the work
we've
in.
seen the Swiss. We've seen the national team Xhaka this season, I think. That more advanced role frees him up of the defensive responsibilities, not tracking back and lunging ridiculously like
True.
previous years.
Very calculated, very
Yeah.
like you said, advanced. He played in the advanced, and yeah, he did it so well. He did it effortlessly, almost.
Yeah.
It's
It's not Martin
a totally
Odegaard,
different
he's my
player.
player of
But
the season.
he's getting on, and we've got
Yeah.
he's got 1 year left on his contract. hasn't
1
he,
year
now?
left. Yeah,
So I
1 year
think they'll
left.
probably
So I
cash
think,
in on him now, won't they? So
Yeah,
as much as
definitely.
I kind of want to see him playing maybe in the Champions League because he's been with us for a number of years and he's had a lot of stick and he's become a lot better. Kind of want him to stay for another year, but Holding has to go for me. My 3 is unfortunately for Holding. Nketiah not really made the grade for me this year, and I'm gonna hate
Come on.
this one. Party, he's got to go.
What?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
No,
He's got to go. Yeah, you only get half a season out of him. There's a court case hanging over his head, which you don't know which way that's going to go. And he's too late.
It's the Sumo, man. It's the Sumo. It's not him.
His form has fallen off the face of the cliff.
Yeah.
Face of the earth, isn't it? It's just his form has been awful recently.
Okay, some people are spitting out names in the comments. Who's this? Cavalio.
A lot of the people are spitting out some good names. Someone said, I wish I could name 83 times.
83 times. And you know what, no? I used to get stick on this show to saying that Eddie Nketiah is not good enough.
Yeah.
And I've been saying it for
Look,
years.
it's like what you said, man. I like what Gareth said about like I need 4 out of 5. I don't need 1 out of 5. You need the consistency. And if we really want to show that we are title contenders, that we are Champions League quality and caliber, we need to buy in the market and get those players and get everyone gelling. And Arteta is the man to do that. So I do trust, it's cliche, trust the process. I do trust what they're doing. Because with him and Edu, they do have a plan and they have shown us what they can do. So, let's see how far they can take us.
Do you think we've got a buy? Do you think Rice? Do you think Declan Rice is a must for next season?
Yes.
The price tag is so high, though.
Yeah.
I
They haven't-
don't give a damn.
Him nor West Ham have had a good season, and it seems like his price tag is just going up. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and I mean, look, have you seen? What would you, Ivan Toney? Like, if we needed, would you take Ivan Toney?
How old is he though? That's age is a problem,
Yeah,
isn't it?
he is old, but he's got experience and he can do it in the Premier League. Where I really rate Balogun, and I think we should probably bring him in. But how many games is he going to play, and is he Champions League quality?
Yeah, exactly.
And all that sort of stuff. It's really tough actually to bring.
No,
bring
it's
a kid in.
beyond
Okay,
difficult.
He's done really well in League but that is a Farmers League, isn't it? Let's face it.
Farmers
It's
League,
one
yeah. That's
team
why I like
league.
when our players go out on loan, either to a team in the Premiership or to a team in the Championship. I mean, I remember a couple of years ago, especially during Fergie and Wenger's time, especially Fergie used to send these players to the Championship. They spend the
100%.
season there and they come back and they're different players. That Championship is
Even
such a tough league.
Yeah, it
teams
is.
that are going to be
And,
relegated as well.
So
You know what I mean?
speaking of Championship players who've gone out on loan, what's his? Oh God, well, he's the guy that we loaned out to Blackpool.
Charlie.
Charlie Patino.
Charlie
Yeah,
Patino,
Charlie Patino.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
would you bring him back? Because he is, even though Blackpool have gone down, he has been Blackpool's best player all season by quite a long way.
Isn't he still quite? He seems so like Fabio type, like very lightweight and
He's
Very
6 foot.
lightweight,
Isn't
yeah.
isn't he 6 foot? I think he's 6
he's
foot.
6 foot, but he doesn't look the part like he can manage the Premier
But
League.
if,
He's like,
if he's been kicked around the Championship, that would have toughened him up a bit.
yeah, I suppose so. No, look,
That is
we
a
need
tough
to.
league, man. That is a
Yeah,
tough
no,
league.
100%. Look, we need to take chances on certain things, and again, like the manager will know who that is. So that is a good question. Though.
Let's do this. You can buy 5 players.
5.
There's no budget. You have 5 players. I think that's what we need. 5 players.
Oh, so we're operating like City. Don't worry
Oh,
about it.
yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, you
Don't
can
worry
buy
about it.
11 players.
Five players. You can buy 5 players. Who's the players that you're gonna buy? Larry, you can go
I can buy anybody.
first.
Realistically.
Anybody. Yeah, but you gotta be reasonable. You can't go say.
Oh,
I
you
want,
said be reasonable because I would have bought
Yeah,
Vinicius
I
Junior. I would have bought Kamavinga.
Mbappe.
Realistic, guys. Come on.
Yeah. Okay. Realistically speaking, okay, it's probably going to be a bit Premier League centric, but Declan Rice, I would probably go for. I think Ivan Toney was a good shout actually, but with these betting scandals, who knows? And then I get Mark Way from Palace for our centre back depth, and then maybe it's a tough one for a winger. I'd probably go for Marcus Rashford. And then, actually, I can't even. I look, man. I don't think we need that much. I don't think we have that much.
Okay, Bevan, your turn.
So I'll stop there.
Nah, I think if we had the money and it let it happen, I would probably take Declan Rice. Like just that's one player I would take. And then I don't know what the availability is really like out there, man. And I can't give you more. I honestly can't. I need to think
Take
more.
the rice, and that's it. Okay, get it.
I don't know any good centre backs at the moment.
Yeah, look, obviously I'll take Declan Rice as well. I'm also a bit stumped on centre backs because I haven't really seen great defending other than Saliba and Gabriel. And fuck it, that's going to be biased. But for me, they've been the best centre back there in the season, which is why we were up there for so long. So obviously Declan Rice. I would take a punt on James Maddison. I think we spoke about it off air.
Oh yeah.
And here's a left field one because I heard he might be out at the end of the season. I take Neymar on the wing. Why the hell not?
I just want to add 2. I would actually take Cancelo and Mane from Bayern Munich. That's the 2 I would.
Oh, Mane is
Cancelo
going to
and
be
Mane.
Do
available.
you think Man
Yes.
City will sell Cancelo though?
They 100% will. We've got it.
Not to us.
Yes, they will sell him because Cancelo's problematic. and Pep doesn't like that. And Mane is already on his way out, and I mean, I would take him for a season just because he knows the league, and I think we could.
Not only that, he's a pressing machine as well.
Yeah, I think we could. He would partner well with like.
I'd love to have Cancelo because I think we need a better right back and someone that can cover left back as well. I think Tierney might end up being out next season.
100%.
I hope he doesn't leave.
leave.
I think he's absolute
leave.
quality.
Yeah.
I mean, we spoke earlier about having a full-on second team and not just reserves. I think in terms of left back, we actually sorted right there because for me, I mean, like I said, I was blown away by Zinchenko this season because I mean I knew what we were getting in Jesus, but I didn't realize how good Zinchenko was because I didn't watch much of him at Man City, and he was quite underrated there, flying under the radar with all those stars. But I mean, I've been blown away by him. But take nothing away from Tierney. He's a absolutely quality player. So
Tierney's a better defender, though, surely, is it?
Yeah.
Isn't he?
Yeah. Oh, definitely, 100%. Yeah.
For me, I think we've got to get Rice, and I think seeing as I've already got rid of Partey, we need Sissedo as well. So I'll take those two. Defenders, I just don't know. We were going to get that right back, weren't we, from Spain in January? We were toying with that idea. I think we need another right back. I mean, ideal world, we get Cancelo. I think he'd be awesome. Strikers wise, well, I don't know. Midfielders, I don't know. I think we need a better. I think we need to let Vieira go. I think I'm not sure if Smith Rowe is going to be up to it anymore. I don't know. He needs a pre-season really to see where we are. But if not, then would you take Maddison probably as a backup? But is he going to want to play as a backup to Ødegaard? I mean, I don't know. Or would you maybe?
What's the alternative? Playing in the Championship.
Yeah.
He's also quite injury prone as well, isn't he?
Yeah, that's also true. That's also true.
So
you don't need that.
Harvey Barnes, Warren said. Would anyone take Zaha?
No.
I don't know.
No, that should sail for me. I mean, how are we linked with him every single window? We are linked with him.
It's gone. So
a lot of people talking about that Lavia kid from Southampton. He's quite good, eh? He's an interesting player. He's a very interesting player. And I mean,
my five: Rice, obviously, Maddison. What about what's his name? Trzaskowski from Everton as a centre back.
Tarkovsky.
Then I've got Rice, Maddison, Trzaskowski, and I'll do the Mane one, eh? Just if he's available, I'll take him. And then as a striker, Harry Kane.
Back to where he belongs.
That'd be amazing. That'd be nice.
I think
and then we win the league.
And we win the league.
We Sol Campbell him.
Can you imagine Harry Kane at Arsenal? Can you imagine every Spurs fan's face?
Anybody agree with Wolfie?
Hey, Wolfie, go sleep, man.
Why don't we get a better manager? Why don't we get better fans?
Yeah. Turn your Wi-Fi off. We don't need it.
Okay. Quiz time. I think somebody's got the anagram.
You joking?
Yep.
JR likes Cannon.
Oh
my Carl Jenkinson. The one and only massive Gooner, but a massive letdown.
How did I
as well,
not see that?
You see it now, eh?
It's incredible.
What happened to him? He went to Forest and then he disappeared to Australia or something. Didn't he?
Australia, yeah.
It's funny because we had him at the club for so many years. He just kept getting injured. Every single time the transfer window came up, he would get injured so that we couldn't sell him. It's genius, really.
Crazy.
Right. Question 2. Nottingham Forest were once England's hottest team. Between 1977 and 1978, going 42 league games unbeaten, a record they would hold until Arsenal's Invincibles came along. But despite being among the 22 teams to feature in the inaugural Premier League season, life at the top has not been easy for Forest. They have beaten Arsenal only once in 11 Premier League ties. Which Arsenal defender among the 5 defenders to start for Wenger that day played his last game for the Gunners in that 2-1 defeat on 21st of December 1996? Alf Inge Haaland scored both Forest's goals. Was it A, Steve Bold? Was it B, Gavin McGowan? Or was it C, Andy Linnigan?
Oh my gosh, no.
I'll
I'm
go
just
C.
gonna go with Bold.
See,
I'm going to go with C because I think Bold played a bit longer. I don't know
Yeah.
Gavin McGowan, and I know Lenigan scored that winner in the 93 FA Cup. So
Yeah, it's
maybe
C.
it was him. I'll go C.
We're going to C.
I'll go see as
Some
well.
people are going Steve Bold.
See.
Lots of Stevie
Everybody in the
Bolds. It
comments is
is
saying Steve Bold.
Andy Linnigan.
Andy
Lenigan.
Aye, well done, lad.
Nice.
Nice.
Right. Question 3. So who am I? I joined Arsenal on the 1st of July 2005, early into the Gunners' final season at Highbury. We would that season wear the famous red currant shirt in honour of the original Arsenal shirts donated to the club by Nottingham Forest in 1886. Well, not always beloved by Gooners, they adored me the day I scored my first Premier League goal. The winner against Spurs in a 2-1 victory on the 21st of December 2007. Oh, yeah.
Nicholas
I remember
Bender.
that. I was there for that. It was a beautiful day. Merry Christmas. I was born in a city famed, among other things, for the pastry named in its honour. It is the one and only Lord.
Lord Bentner.
Lord Nicholas Bentner.
And you know what, I'd stick him in this team.
Well,
Oh,
at least he can
stick him in the grave, my lad.
pass the ball to him and he could head the ball. I think it was a header as well, wasn't it? Against Spurs. That was a
You
great
can
Christmas.
straight on from the bench.
Nicholas
and
loves
go
some
there.
good head, I'll tell you that much.
Right, that's the
Okay.
quiz. Right, the week ahead, Newcastle, Brighton. No one really cares. Does anyone care about any of this anymore? It's all
No,
pointless.
I'm over it. Man, I told you, I'm into fencing now. I do horse racing on the weekends and fencing.
So yeah, Forest, Arsenal coming up. And the rest of it. I mean, Man City, Chelsea.
They win the league.
I just want my prize for the predictor. That's it. That's all I want. Nothing else.
So, cup games against Forest haven't been great. League games have been decent. We've beaten them 5-0, didn't we? And when was the last league game? A long time ago. It's just been cup games we seem to get against Forest.
Yeah.
So, but this pattern doesn't read well for me. One loss, one loss, one. What comes next?
Draw.
Oh dear. Right, predictions. Come on.
I'll go down, but first I'll go 3-0.
3-0. Right, I can't edit them on here. Sorry about that. But
Yeah.
3-0 to Forest.
Yeah, that's the one. 3-0 to us. 3-0 to us.
All right, Gareth,
3-2 Arsenal.
Larry,
I'll go 2-1 Arsenal.
2-1 Arsenal. Alex, I told you, didn't I? Yeah, I certainly did tell you. All you dreamers. I will go, 2-0 to Arsenal. Nassim?
What you got for us?
Jeez. We're going to lose 1-0.
We're going to lose 1-0. Oh, shame on you.
For shame, but yeah, could possibly happen.
Could happen, couldn't it?
Guys,
guaranteed
if I do
second,
cut off
aren't we? That's the
unexpectedly,
problem.
Remember, Forest is fighting for their life. We've got nothing to fight for.
If I do cut off
Second.
unexpectedly, guys, just know it's my load shedding. My laptop is running low, eh?
Yeah. I think that's about it. Anyway, don't forget to check out the predictor game on the website. You've got 2 games left to beat Bevan.
Yeah. Come on.
Who is
Come on.
flying high. I don't think, can anyone catch you now?
If we lose and someone
Yes.
it goes against us, then yes, because I'm only gonna put it down for wins now. I can't imagine us losing the last two. So that my tactics are known to all.
Yeah. So if Bevan has a good weekend this week and the 10-point gap stays, then Bevan wins the league. So Bevan can also win the league this weekend.
Well, it's gone on that
His
note.
wife will catch up.
That'll be load shedding. Right.
We don't have time. We don't have time. It's like, yeah, we don't have time. Sorry.
Okay.
A
Did
lot of
anyone
questions
put in
we answered anyway.
Did anyone put in a good question? Who put in a good question?
Not really. No. Nothing spectacular. It's basically
not this one. What do you think of the fans that left early? They're all amazing, Neil.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. The show ran a bit late, so we couldn't do the questions. I do apologize.
Sorry about that. Right. That's don't forget to check out Ronnie's podcast. I nearly always forget this. That link to that's on our Facebook page. Check it out. That is it. Thanks, guys.
That's a wrap. Awesome.
For joining us on after a bit of a dismal day. So hopefully we'll be back to winning ways against Forest. What else is there to say? It's all over. The dream is over.
It's done.
Yeah.
We look forward to next season. Guys, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for coming on. Thanks for the comments, guys.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
cheers. Enjoy the rest of your birthday, Gareth. Cheers, mate.
Cheers. Thanks,
Bye.
guys.
Yes.
Go now!